Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video I thought we would look at another station, being that competition is still going on for the official Space Engineers game, where you can build a planetary or a space station, enter it into their competition, and there's a chance that you could have it added to the game officially. And if you are interested in doing that, you'll be able to find more information about the requirements and all that on the Steam page. And you've got until the 1st of November to get that done. So for today, we're looking at the Ntech Trading Station, which is this thing right here. It's a lovely, very small station that actually works very well with the vanilla Space Engineers aesthetics. So pressing F10 and finding the Ntech, there it is. This station weighs in at 1,355 blocks. It does require the decorative DLC block pack, and it does require the Economy Deluxe DLC, but you only have to worry about that if you wish to download and play around with it right now. If this ever got added to the base game, as in it won the competition, then you wouldn't need it at all. So let's start by going around the outside, then we'll have a quick tour on the interior. So at the very front here, we have got two landing pads with a connector in the dead center of each. One thing I will point out right now is, because this is being entered into a competition, it doesn't need to be very protected because it would be surrounded by the safe zone, preventing it from getting damaged. So if you see a bunch of bare conveyors or tanks, that would be why. Yes, we've got these two landing pads with a connector in the middle, and they've been joined up right down here by this conveyor and some interior pillars going all the way along. They come round over to here where we see it goes up into the pad, and we have two ion thrusters there with some nice block work. Got the red which goes all the way around, just adding that extra bit of decoration and allowing those pillars to go all the way across. Moving along the side here, we've got basically the same story coming over to this second landing pad. Underneath stays relatively the same, while if we go up and above, we then get these stairs going into the station and an ATM right there. But I'll come back to that in just a bit. If we continue along the main body, we'll come across here where we've got some more ion thrusters sticking down. We can see a sneaky oxygen tank right there. We've got two hydrogen tanks which have been plugged up with the piston head coloured in black, which is a nice way of hiding those conveyor parts. Then we come around to here, and all the way around we've got another thruster and two large cargo containers to store all the stuff in, once again with a piston head to cover up the conveyor connectors. I then come down and over to this feature. This is like the grand feature of the station, which is like a big shield type thing to protect oncoming large ships from ramming into the station, or at least that's how I look at it. It's been made out of steel blocks and interior pillars, which have been going in like a little alternating pattern of block, pillar, block, pillar. We then have coming out the dead center a unfinished catwalk with a conveyor with a connector there for a large ship. So we've got two medium to small ship pads and one larger one, just to make sure that everybody can get to this station. We have two more ion thrusters on there, but they are purely for aesthetics, because you wouldn't naturally be flying this around. And there is the rest of that. If I just come up and to the opposite side, we've got another ion thruster sticking out there and a antenna. This time we can't ram with it because we've got the big pads in the way, but it's still there because you generally have to have one on the station. The antenna's been connected to the station by a blast door edge on both sides. We come across to here, we've got some more interior pillars which are blocking up the windows there to make sure you're extra protected. And as we move all the way around, we just see some more windows looking into the station. Coming up and above this part, we just got some lovely block work. We've got some gyroscopes on there. We've got a gravity generator to make sure we can walk around here all nice and proper without floating off into space. As for the remainder of the main body, we've got a nice lot of glass in there to allow us to view inside at all the people who would potentially be there. We've got a logo on the door there, which comes across on this unfinished catwalk. Then if we sneakily come around to here, we've got another logo and a door which allows you to walk all the way along to this pit to your large ship. If we come down and underneath, let's just get a better view of this. There we go. So it's a very lovely design, and it really does suit Space Engineers. So taking control of my character, it's time to actually land a ship on this. Let's do it the proper way, shall we? So who has a spaceship? Let's just switch away from my old crappy designs to one of the better workshop ones. Ooh, who has a ship that could probably land here? So it spawned in this ship, which is called the Ntech. I've done a showcase on this not too long ago, but it's a nice big ship, and we're going to connect it up over to here. So we've got one connector on the side there, so I thought this would be perfect to connect it up with. I was originally planning to land it on a pad, but that'd be a bit silly with this size. There we go. I totally landed that onto this catwalk, and we are, like I said, totally connected up. But now we can walk over to here and enter the station. But we could, if we wanted to, just hop around to here and walk in this way. So we've got a ATM right here for you to deposit your space credits in if you wanted to. And we can walk along through here where we have a logo up above us. Opening up this door, we have a yellow light. And just looking around here, we've got an air vent. And like I said, a light up there. Going into the main body of the station, we're greeted by this sitting piece. So we've got chairs going around the outside and two planters. And down here is an air vent. Now this is a very neat way of hiding an air vent because it works so well. You've still got your table there, but you don't have to worry about filling things up because most people would use a projector table in the middle. But having an air vent in there solves a lot of problems. So yes, we can sit here and just have your discussions. We then got ourselves a vending machine. Coming around to here, we got another chair with our kitchen and a little table. We got our stores and we got our contracts, which sit right here. So there is the two small medium pads, and we got our contracts and our store. We got some more planters going around the outside. We've got a lot of lights in here to the point where I don't need to have my own light on to be able to see properly. Yes, we then come around to here, where we can go down a little bit, but we do have a restroom just around this corner. A nice little way of hiding it, so you've got some privacy while you're sitting there. Because remember, you can't use projectors, pistons, or rotors, so we have to stay very conservative with the designs of these types of stations for the competition. Dropping down here, we're going to come to our main power supply, which is 3 batteries. We don't really have to worry about power on the station because if it was to win the competition, then it would be using cheats to keep powered and refueled. Coming up to here, we then got some interior pillars with some lights on top. We got our corner chairs, which I do like. So we just sit there and look around. We then got another table there for a much more personal meeting with someone there. Perhaps you're discussing some piracy stuff. You're going to go raid a transport vessel or something. We then got another corner chair there with some more planters. We've got some unfinished cover walls, which I always forget exist in this game, but they do make great railings. Then we can come up to here, where we have another doorway, but we do have these little almost like naughty corners for you just standing. Perhaps they're like go-go cages or something like that. Yes, they are just there for decoration, but you could use your imagination with them. Through this door and closing that, we then come to our almost living quarters where we have beds and a table. So we've got 2 beds in here. We've got some lockers, so we just go to sleep there and we can just put our clothes on. If only you could do that, just take your armor off and put it in the lockers. That'd be great. Yes, we then have a programmable block here with nothing running on it, or at least I don't think. Nope, it's just a standard programmable block. And then we have a chair here to look out at the window with the pillars on it. We can then look out of this window where we have a double window for extra protection. We look out over at the pads at all the incoming and outgoing ships. And through this door, we come to our main cockpit where we have some button panels with a few things on. So we've got the connector switches, which we can then switch to lock. We then have the gravity generator on and off. We then come over to this side where we have the beacon on and off, the antenna on and off, the timer block, which is for controlling all the doors so they close, and then the animated gyroscopes. Getting into the chair, we can't do anything, but we could, if we wanted to, turn this into a ship and fly it. Yeah, so we do have, oops, I'm going to need to turn on the gyroscopes. There we go, we can now turn this around and fly it like a ship. Unintended, but still, it actually looks quite good with the way it's got that shield on the side there as a ship. I mean, it looks good at the station, but as a ship, I do like the idea of having a shield on one side. I don't know why the lopsidedness of this is visually pleasing to me, but yes. So now it's time just to finish this off because there's not too much else to talk about. It's simply a lovely station and would very much like to see it in game. So we're just going to fly over to this asteroid and crash straight into it. In fact, I'll try and lower this down. And now we're just going to walk away and come and have a little seat there. We're going to look out the window. It's like, oh yes, there is an asteroid right there, but well, I'm just going to, have some food. This is all fine. Everything is all fine with this. Nothing to worry about. Although I think we might be missing it. Damn, we're going at maximum speed, so this is going to hurt. And just tilt ourselves down. Perhaps we can catapult. And impact now. Ooh, okay, that did not go as I was expecting. This station is a wee bit stronger than I was thinking. Because we're going at quite some speed. And that's all the damage we took. And to finish off this video, I've just planted warheads everywhere, and we are going to blow it up. I think we're still moving, actually. I did tell this station to stop moving, but oof. Goodbye, state. Wait. Hold on a tick. That's all gone. The entire station. Usually the warheads just blow each other up and there's usually quite a lot of a station left, but that is all gone. The only thing that remains was that one little red block, which is floating away. I think that's just part of the resources in there. Yeah, that was just the ice. God knows where that one block floated off to, but yeah. Well, that is it for the Ntech Trading Station. It's a lovely station for you to download and use. Even if it doesn't win the competition, it's still a very light on performance, on block count and all that station to spawn into your world if you wanted to have a little base for yourself without building one. So it'll be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. And I'll be back with another Space Engineers video some point soon. Bye bye.